Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now to say I'm excited about this year's Royal Rumble is a tiny understatement. Well actually a massive understatement because I'm like a kid at Christmas waiting to unwrap all of his favourite presents. And this year's event is shaping up to be an absolute banger. There's going to be shocks, there's going to be swerves, there's going to be returns. I'm all down for it. Now I did put up on this channel a full Royal Rumble predictions video. If you haven't already seen that, go check that out. But today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt pitch black match. Mainly because this match is so intriguing and so unpredictable. I've broken this video down into 5 theories, if you like mini little theories as to things, shenanigans that could go down within this matchup. But as always, get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions and your wildest theories in regards to what you think is going to happen. So let's get to it. This is all going to be so freaking juicy. And I'm starting off with theory number 5, the Fiend returns. Now this seems like the most likely outcome. In some capacity, you've got to think we're going to see the Fiend. Now, I have no idea how it's going to happen. Is that going to be the character that comes out of the door from Bray's entrance? It's going to be interesting to see how they work the Fiend in if we see Bray Wyatt as in the version we've seen most of the time in the ring and in the backstage segments. How are they going to bring the Fiend into play? But of course, we don't know, and that's what's also cool about this. And it's just the fact that we've had so many teases with the Fiend, like Uncle Howdy indirectly mentioning the Fiend by saying you sent him away. The fact that we saw Bray Wyatt deliver the mandible claw on the 23rd of December to the cameraman. That poor cameraman. I swear he said the words "let me in" as well along the lines. Go back and watch that if you missed that. And it's the fact that, like, we've seen the Firefly Funhouse return as well. Just what Bray Wyatt said to Ramblin' Rabbit. Poor old Ramblin' Rabbit quivering about the dark, saying that now that I think about it, you should be scared of the dark. Now, surely he's making reference to the Fiend. And you've got to think it's a logical move for WWE to introduce the Fiend as one of Bray Wyatt's multiple gimmicks. The Fiend was immensely popular. Fans absolutely adore him, and you don't really need to change his theme or his presentation at all. They might do if they're going down a little bit of a merchandise freshen up, but if it isn't broken, no need to fix it. I do believe the Fiend is going to come back. Now, will Alexa Bliss bring the Fiend back, or will he just return like mid-match? There's going to be all sorts of cinematic shenanigans going on, I'm sure, along the lines, but I'm going with the Fiend to return. Scenario number 4, Uncle Howdy helps Bray Wyatt. Now you might think, hang on a minute, that doesn't really match up with the narrative of this storyline, because through most of this story, Bray Wyatt has been battling Uncle Howdy, whether it be psychologically or physically. And after all, Uncle Howdy did attack Bray Wyatt with his sister Abigail. But if we look at this at face value, as Howdy said, all you needed was a little push, i.e. the sister Abigail, to make you realise that you just need to embrace the darkness and revel in who you truly are. And Bray has admitted, look, I'm the eater of the worlds, I'm Uncle Howdy, I am him. He's admitting to being everything, and Uncle Howdy approves. We saw in the Firefly Funhouse Uncle Howdy appear on the television set, and he stated those words about Bray just needing a little push. And so he seems to be, Bray, in Howdy's good books, whoever Howdy actually turns out to be. We still don't know, remember that. And also Alexa Bliss is in the good books with Uncle Howdy as well. It was an almost nod of approval when, of course, Alexa Bliss DDT'd Bianca Belair a couple of weeks ago on Raw. And of course we've seen that dark, twisted side of Bliss once more. No pun intended there, of course. So what if Uncle Howdy is going to help Bray? He's going to help Alexa, and this is a reunion angle. It seems that way after all. Howdy maybe is just the ultimate ringmaster and the leader in all this, and Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt are just the servants. And now they're both reveling in who they truly are. Now, scenario number 3, I've labelled this the screw job. Now, this isn't the Montreal screw job. This is just a screw job in terms of somebody shafting someone. For example, Uncle Howdy might actually cost Bray Wyatt his match. Now, That doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment because Uncle Howdy seemed to only Sister Abigail to get Bray to embrace the darkness and revel in who he truly is. And he seems to approve of Bray's latest actions. So I think it would be unlikely, but it's possible. Now you could have Uncle Howdy cost Alexa. Now that would be a swerve. But again, he seems to be approving of Alexa Bliss's dark turn. You could have Bray Wyatt cost Alexa Bliss cost Bray Wyatt. It could go so many directions, but it all depends on the order of the match card, and that will become much clearer on the day. Now, away from kayfabe, you've got to think that Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas have had a dream one day to face each other at WrestleMania, and that could well happen in the Uncle Howdy Bray Wyatt angle. Now I know it's a bit confusing because Bray Wyatt said he was Uncle Howdy, so how can he face Uncle Howdy? But if we assume at the moment that the Uncle Howdy we saw deliver the Sister Abigail to Bray is Bo Dallas, it is possible for those two to face off, whether it be Bray Wyatt versus Uncle Howdy or The Fiend versus Uncle Howdy, whoever Bray decides to pick, in a brother versus brother match on the grandest stage of them all. And you gotta think that would be like absolute badass for the both of them. But I have a feeling someone's gonna cost someone at the Royal Rumble. I just don't know who. Now moving on to scenario number 2. Now this is where they start to get a little bit outrageous, a little bit ridiculous, a little bit out there, but this is all just a bit of fun. The possibility of this all being a build to a faction, and we get that reveal at the Royal Rumble. Now, after all, we have seen multiple Uncle Howdys, we assume, attack LA Knight on 3 separate occasions. And the question mark still surrounds that. Like, Bray's never admitted to it. Who was behind those masks? Was this multiple people? There's been numerous cult leader teases throughout this whole Bray Wyatt storyline, and what if this is leading to that? You've got to remember, LA Knight was kidnapped by what we assumed was Uncle Howdy. So if we look at 3 separate attacks and a kidnap, which is still an attack, so 4 separate attacks, we know Uncle Howdy was responsible for the kidnap, the version we've been seeing as of late. But what if Vincent, Dutch, and Eric Rowan were behind the other 3 attacks, and of course Bo is playing Uncle Howdy? That would be 4 members. Alexa Bliss moved into the fold, of course, reinstated into a reunion with Bray Wyatt. That's 5, and then of course Bray Wyatt, and you've got 6, the Wyatt 6 faction. Now I don't think this will happen. I'd love it if it did happen. It's a theory and it's massively out there. I do think the Wyatt 6 is just the 6 personalities of Bray Wyatt. But you never know. Vincent and Dutch have done a lot of teases online as well. And maybe, yes, they're probably throwing this off and going along with it for the sake of the fans. But what if this is all a lead to the reveal of a faction? And that brings us on to the final theory. This is an absolutely outrageous theory. But what if all Bray Wyatt characters are brought to life? Remember what Bray Wyatt said to LA Knight in the Funhouse. You're the one that opened the door, and now whatever comes through it is your problem. What if LA Knight is unlocked, opened the door to all the characters can come out now? Of course, at Extreme Rules, we saw all the Firefly Funhouse characters brought to life. We even saw The Fiend. So it's possible for other people to play these characters for the Pitch Black match only, and we see them, and they can definitely pull that off, and that would be so creepy, it'd be so eerie, it'd be absolutely badass. I'll pop so much if that happens. And remember, a few weeks ago Uncle Howdy did say about the door closing, and what if LA Knight, like Bray Wyatt said, is the one that is opened the door now to absolute hell, and carnage is just going to come to life. I'd be so down for that. I really hope it happens. I don't think it will happen, but we can all dream. Now, as always, get down in the comment section. Share all your wild theories in the comment section. The wilder, the better. And of course, we'll catch you in the next video.